Good morning. Welcome to the Knick Knack Knits podcast. This is episode
37.
37. I didn't look it up. Sorry.
You're good.
It is Sunday, February 28th, 2021. I am Heather. You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as enmomma and enmomma. And that's it.
And that'll all be down.
Yeah.
Down under the tab.
And show more.
Yeah. I am Nicci, and you can find me, of course, on Ravelry as Nicci with 2 C's, 528.79. You can find me on Instagram as Knick Knack Knits, and then I'll link both of our shops underneath as well. I still have a sale going on right now on certain bags, and I have a big update coming. Basically, that's it for today. For the starter. Huh?
Email.
Oh, yeah. Our email is, sorry about that, knickknacknits2018@gmail.com. Any questions about the podcast? If you're not on Ravelry, our Ravelry group also is Knick Knack Knits, but we do have a Facebook group, Knick Knack Knits, and you can also email us your entries. You can also use the hashtags for anything.
Mm-hmm.
I do put the hashtags at the bottom of this as well. Mm-hmm. Normally when we're talking about it, I try to insert them so that you guys can pop them over there. You can double dip that way also, more chances to win.
Yep, on Insta.
So, jump into admin right away. I'm going to talk about the Sock It To Me cal that ends today at midnight for February. And so just one sock can get you entered. You get 2. If you have a whole pair done, you can enter 2. If you get 3 pairs done, just keep entering them, guys. Mm-hmm. We do keep track of who enters monthly. There will be a grand prize winning in January. Mm-hmm. When we pull again, like we did this year, monthly, we pull once a month on the first podcast of the new month. So seeing today is the last day of the month, we will pull in 2 weeks for February's winner. And tomorrow morning, I will put up the new Ravelry thread. And then the new hashtag, of course, will be Sock It To Me and NK. And that'll be March 21.
Yeah. And like she said, if you finish one sock, that's an entry. But if you do end up finishing both socks, we ask that you take another picture with both of the socks. And then, subsequently thereafter, if you finish more, yeah, so just want to throw that out there. The next cal we have going on is the sweater along. We will be drawing the prize for that one. This current thread will end the end of March, so we'll draw for the prize in the beginning of April. And it's quarterly, so we'll start the new thread for in April for the next quarter. And it's not just knitting. You can crochet a sweater. You can looms. I mean, I guess you could loom a sweater. However, you can make a sweater that's...
They got the sweater machines too.
Yeah,
they did.
Yeah, you can You can make it on a sweater machine. Yeah, so just the sweater along we'll draw the prize at the beginning of April. And then our last one that we have going on right now is our designer along. And that is Knitting Expat. That also ends at the end of March. So we'll draw the prize for that at the beginning of April.
And that one we don't take down, we just keep adding to. So we'll write down what
we'll draw from 2 to whatever each time.
Yep.
Yeah. But the sweater along will be new threads per quarter.
Yep. But you can have as long as you started the sweater and it was less than 50% before the beginning of the year. If you started a new one in January and you don't finish till June, you can still put it in there. So
yeah,
because I might not get my sweater done this time.
Yeah, I mean not either. I haven't even split for the sleeves yet, but you'll see that in a minute. Yeah, as long as your sweater, when the new thread opens, if your sweater is less than 50% done, it can qualify for that quarter. And then going forward for the rest of the year. But yeah, we will draw that one. We go back to the beginning of the thread to draw prizes.
So, and moving on to our next segment. Yep.
Yeah.
Any finished objects for you, Heather?
I have one.
Yay!
I have one. I finished my January socks. I can't remember what day I finished them, but I have not worn them. All my stitch markers.
They're so pretty.
I
can't wait to knit that colorway.
This might even be the second sock. I don't know. I put purple stitch markers on one and pink on the other. So I would remember which one was which, but I don't remember. So this is Night Owl Fibers in the Fred and George colorway. This was from last year, July.
I think it was, yeah.
And I just did vanilla socks with a heel flap and gusset, and then the rounded toe. And this is just a unknown purple. I think it's Knit Picks, but I don't know what the color is. So I will take these stitch markers off here and put them in my rotation.
Yay.
So that's my January socks. Complete. Any finished objects for you, Nicci?
Only a few. I have 2 crocheted dishcloths. That's what they're called. For my charity knits. And then I have finally finished the Ashes shawl. Last time you guys saw us, we were here. I was here. So I got all that and then all the lace. So in its entirety. So this is Hoki Locatelli's Ashes shawl, and the yarn I used was Mitchell's Creations and her espresso bean for the fluffy mohair, which hopefully I never have to work with again. Not that I don't love it, it's super soft. I'm just highly, highly allergic to it, and it's caused me a lot of issues. And then in her Lappian sock base, you can't even see it because of but the actual sock yarn itself, the darker spots, is the other one. I barely had anything left of that, so it took about a skein and a quarter of the mohair, and I want to say like 90 grams of the actual sock yarn for this shawl.
Okay.
So it is done. I have to block it a little bit and then send it out.
Is the lace all in mohair?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So, and it's a neat construction. You knit half of it and then you like leave those stitches on hold, go and knit the other part, and then you have to Kitchener it all together.
Yeah, when did you do that? We talked Thursday and you were dreading it.
Did it last night. Did it last night when I got home from my family. And it took me, I want to say like 2 hours to do. Yeah. And I did do it with the mohair Kitchenering it.
Just the mohair?
Just the mohair, like it called for.
See, that makes me nervous.
But you got to remember, it's knit with mohair, so.
I know, but still, like, it just, I don't know.
I know. It was nerve-wracking.
I don't have enough experience with mohair to really get the full feel of it, but that just makes me nervous, like it's gonna snap or something.
It did not, but it was. There's a couple times like I was like, oh my goodness, am I gonna be able to get this knot out of here when you're pulling it through with the kid? Because I had the significant amount of stitches, so I had to make sure I had enough yarn.
Mm-hmm.
So when it tangled, it was
fun.
Yeah. That's the word we'll use. It's a good word. So that is all my FOs. So I think we'll take a break and we will be right back with. Okay, good. All right, guys, and we're back with whips. So I'm going to start with my socks for February. And this was Bellatrix from Night Owl Fibers. And I did the Warm and Snuggle by Knitting Expat. But because I like shorties, the pattern's just right here. Finished. And I'm in the middle of putting in my heel. My other one is right here. I just got to pop in the heel today. And those will be done today. And my other socks that I'm working on are, I don't know where the second one was. My Get Shorties with the Flegel heel. This is all Arkansas Yarn Co. Gray Matters is the toe and cuff, and then the Friday the 13th, because I was trying to use up that ball of yarn. And I think, yeah, here it is. My second sock is right here. I just finished trimming the heel on this one. So that'll be done today. But look how much of this I still have left.
Yeah, that's.
And this is my third pair of socks out of it.
I know. It's like this game that never ends.
It is. So I don't know who I'm going to make. Like, this pair of socks is going to my great aunt.
Mm-hmm.
So I have no idea.
Do you have a pair of socks in it?
Yeah. And my mom does.
Oh.
So.
Can you hold up the Bellatrix again?
Yeah.
It was a little grainy.
So that is how that one turned out.
Beautiful.
And these ones I really like. But even with this one, let's get this to be right here.
Yeah.
So I can definitely make another pair for either myself or somebody else in the family for Christmas. I have been trying to just like keep working on them as I finish them. Mm-hmm. Like make another pair right away, but I think this one I'm going to leave to the side for a while. So.
Yeah, I usually have, I mean, I don't have it here, but I did a longer cuff than you do. I mean, not by much, but I do a longer cuff than you do, and I still had a good bit
well,
left.
This one I didn't. I did a whole 18 rows on this one.
Yeah, I don't know how many I did.
So it's just, normally you're right. Normally I only do a 10 row cuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, and what do you have on your needles next?
So the first thing I'm going to show you guys is the baby blanket that I'm making for my son's coach. His fiance is pregnant. And they're going to have a little girl. And so it is the Chevron baby blanket.
Sorry.
Ravelry. It's okay. And this is where I'm at so far. This little, what is this? A sheep? I don't know if you can see that. It was where I was last time we podcast. And this is where I am now. I still have a long way to go. But while I'm sitting at the table with the kids doing their school, this is what I've been working on. Because it's pretty, now I have the pattern down, so it's pretty mindless for me to do. And it is out of Bernat Baby Sport in the Tiny Tulips colorway. And I do have another skein of this, just in case, but I don't know. I don't even know if I'll break into it. But I feel like I'm making all of the baby, or I want to make all the baby stuff for her. Yeah. Should I go again? No.
I'm hoping that all stayed. There's like 4 phone calls that came through my phone, and hopefully they recorded through it. Sorry.
I think they did. It showed you like it showed
Muted.
your screen blacked
Okay.
out. But I think it did.
Okay. So next for me is I started the Magic Spring Shawl with Happy Knits podcast is doing a knit along with it. And so, come on, when do the needles come out of a holder? I've gotten through the first color. I have to look to see what side's the right side. This side. So this is the one that I don't know if I had just started it last time because it started on February 14th. So this is my first colorway, and that was just the bare yarn from Artistic Lily. And next I will be going into the Italian Sunflower from her.
Oh, that's pretty.
And then last I will be going into a colorway that she dyed just for me. This green.
That's pretty too.
Is how it'll end. So I'm excited, but I'm going to move my stitch marker up now so you guys can see how much I get. But hopefully next time we podcast.
The lace a little bit. Oh, that's pretty.
So it's kind of mindless until you get to the lace, and the lace isn't bad either. It's just a 4-row repeat.
Mm-hmm.
It is a free pattern over on Ravelry.
It's a free pattern?
It is.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So I'm quite enjoying it.
It's pretty. So next up for me is my Ethan blanket, which that's not the technical term for it, but I don't know the real name of it, so we call
Happy Scrappy Blanket.
Happy Scrappy Blanket?
Happy Scrappy Blankie.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, there's a story why it's called the Ethan blanket, and this is where I am right now. And it's all bunched up on the needles. I am still working through my stash of, it's not all honeybee yarn, but it's, what is the word? It's a swap I got from Melissa, who was the dyer behind Honeybee Yarns. So, I think the beginning of it was Owl About Yarn, a swapless swap from Kay, or part of Kay's group, the Crazy Sock Lady.
Correct.
Up until, like, here, I want to say, this green. And now it's Melissa's.
Very pretty.
So, yeah.
I finally pulled mine back out.
This is, and I'm just, so she sent me, sorry for the crinkle. She sent me minis this size. And I'm just going until they run out and then magic knotting them together. And I'm holding that with Wool Like from Loops and Threads in the charcoal colorway. So that's my current combination.
Very pretty. I love Wool Like.
Yeah, me
for
too.
blankets.
Yeah, me too. So I'm going until I originally said I wanted it for my bed. I'm trying to stick to that, but it's getting heavier and heavier. Excuse me, heavier and heavier. And it's in a knick-knack knits bag.
It's in the parts.
Most of my stuff is in knick-knack knits bags.
Alright. Seeing you showed yours, I will show mine.
Oh, okay.
So my happy scrappy blanket I'd put aside for quite a while. And after we and Heather podcasted last, we had talked about doing certain days for certain things. So that's why so much is getting done on these. So last time you saw it was down by the storybook there. Right here. And I added three minis.
Oh. Do you know what that top mini is?
I do not. These were all from the Happy Scrappy when she did her with Kay. So I just originally I'd made one of these with all my minis. I have 2 of these, and they were the size of my head, so they're shrinking quite a bit. And I'm holding it just with my cone of lace weight. So I have not decided how big mine is going to be. I don't like working on blankets. They bore me. So, like, I was considering once that ball runs out, because I have 2. So once that one runs out, I'm not even going to work straight on any of it. I'm just going to decrease and make it a square. So at present time, that's my idea. What I'll do with it, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think I have the Happy Scrappy, the Barn Raising Squares, the Cozy Memories, my Star Blanket, and so I'm counting those 4 because my Star Blanket and my Granny Squares aren't scrappy.
Right.
So those 4 scrappy blankets. So my swaps go in my Happy Scrappy. Self-striping is my Barn Raising. Self-striping is my Cozy Memories. And then anything that I do that's fingering that's not self-striping goes into my Star.
Okay.
So, like, if it takes me 10 years to get enough yarn to complete my Happy Scrappy, then that's what it is. But it started as my friend's blanket, you know?
Yep.
Anyways, go on. Oh, is it my turn?
Yeah, it's your turn.
Okay, so next I will show you my sweater. I did not get out the pattern picture for it. I apologize. It is the enmomma by Pip and Pin. I did not put a marker in where I was last time. I should do that for this time, but I have not separated for the sleeves. I'm almost separating for the sleeves. I'm like 40 rows from separating for those sleeves. But this is what the back looks like. Loads of texture.
Sorry if the dog barks.
Are just stockinette, and this is the front panel.
I love the detailed stitch on that one.
Yeah, and it excuse me, it's not complicated. It's really easy. It's really, once you get it and you're in a rhythm for it, you can tell what you should be doing. Like, obviously I still have to like glance at the pattern.
Right.
But I can tell when I have went off one or whatever of the pattern. So I still have a month to finish my sweater. Hopefully I can do it. And this is what is this stuff called? Soft and Sleek TK by Yarn Bee from Hobby Lobby in the Irish Rain colorway. That's it.
Very pretty. Very, very pretty. I love that green.
And I still have all that. And this is another McNuck Knits bag.
So, speaking of sweaters, here's my Prairie Fire, and the yarn for this one was from, is Sheep G's from Around the Table Yarns in their Color Crafter, and I want to say it's 1827.
I think so.
I can look. Yep, 1827. So last time you saw, I had put Mickey on the back, so I got a couple inches, but this is the second time I did this because right afterwards I knit up this far and then had to realize that I messed up my lace panel and I'd rip all that back out and reknit it. So I've done it twice now. And I'm trying to make sure that these stitches don't fall off.
But you should be an expert with it now.
Right. And then there's the lace panel. So I think I'm 34 rows away from splitting for the sleeves.
I think so. The other day we were about the same, so you probably went ahead of me.
Well, I work on my sweaters on Mondays. And I'm just not using a bag right now. Not that I don't have any.
Oh, I can use this one. Okay, so as you can probably tell, I don't know where my February socks are. I put them in my purse Friday to go to my son's baseball practice, and they're not in my purse now. I know it's Sunday, but I don't really go anywhere, so they should be in my purse if they were here. I think they're in my husband's car, which if they are, that's fine. I'll just show you next time. But I am working on my mom's socks out of Freckled Whimsy in the Peony in Love colorway. This is what I have so far. She likes shorties, but I do have a heel. I did a Fish Lips Kiss heel because I was lazy. And this is the beginning of the cuff is a gray from Knit Picks, and then I just went into the color. So I'll do that for the toe again, but I was upstairs knitting in bed, and I didn't want to come downstairs and get the gray, so I didn't. But it is stuck on my bag.
Alright.
Oh, shoot.
I'm gonna...
It is this. This is it. And the can. This can.
Is that half, or is that all of it?
This is all of it. It was a
Okay.
80.
Okay.
80 gram.
Because it looks really, really loose.
Yeah, it is. I round it loose. But yeah,
Gotcha.
she likes Rose City Rollers, so it'll be plenty for her.
Alright. Everybody. My next work in progress is an old whip, the 2019 MPL from Stephen West, and it is my Starflake. And last time I showed this, I was where that star stitch marker is from Heather shop, and so I got all that done. I'm ready to start the next section. The yarn is Arkansas Yarn Co's on her cream and pumpkin pie on her sparkle. So I'm just starting like the second to last section on this, I think. So there's that.
Oops.
Alrighty. And this is living in my first hobo bucket that I made for myself. When I was still trying to figure out the pattern, make sure I had it right.
Yep. You want to do Starflake it?
Sure. You want me to start with mine? Or you want to go?
I'll go. You're getting situated still. So we are doing the Starflake kind of makeshift year-long knit along. From, it's not really from Around the Table, but one of the some people from around the table are doing it together. So I am knitting mine out of Sheep G's Color Crafter. This was my first parallelogram. This is my second. I don't know that I've done any work on this since last time you saw it. Maybe a little bit of this parallelogram, but not much.
It's looking good.
Thank you. So I am using, I'm not going to say the names because I can't pronounce them. This is my color A. It is 1709. B is 2018. C is 1029. And D is 1062. This is it.
I can't wait to see it. All the colors on it.
Yeah, me too.
So here's my star blanket. Last time you saw it is where Tigger's butt is there on the third parallelogram. So I finished that one and then added 2 more. I'm just at the point to start my next. So I will have, how many more do I have? I have 3 more to do.
Mm-hmm.
So my color A is 1203. My color B is 218. Third color is 2015. And then my last color is 1099.
Mm-hmm.
So sorry for my dog right now. My husband just came home from work, and so now he thinks he needs to grace us with his presence. I don't know if you can hear him or not, but he's being exceptionally loud on my side, so I will apologize now for that.
Yeah, I can hear him a little bit, but it's okay. Oh, I heard that. And my last work in progress is my granny squares that we're doing from the crochet club from around the table. Kim is leading us in making granny squares. We make 2 a week, and we're on week 3. So, do you want me to show my squares?
From week 2 or week 1? I don't know where you were last time.
We hadn't started last time.
Oh, we hadn't?
No.
Oh, okay. So I do make those other 2.
No. So here is my first square. This is the basic granny. And this is Sheep G's Color Crafter in the color 1432. This is my second square. It's a little wonky, but this is Prague.
Yep.
And it is in color 2001. This is my third square, and this is New York.
Yep.
New York. And this is in color 1188. This is my fourth square. This is the Chicago square, I think.
Yep.
Yes, Chicago. And this is out of 1277. So that's all my colors. I have 4 colors of purple. And then I did my first square of this week is the Pear Square.
There's Paris and Dublin, and I haven't done either one yet, so I don't know.
This is the Pear Square. Dublin has the big flower in the middle.
Okay.
So all of these patterns came from Rachel something. I can't think of what her last name is. But she has the VVCAL 2020, 2018, and 2018 patterns on Ravelry. So if you want any of these patterns, just look up VVCAL 2020, and then it'll come up on Ravelry. all of them are there. They are free patterns, but it takes you to her blog to get them. And she does have YouTube videos too. So if you search, you can search on YouTube, VVCAL 2020, and I'll bring these up.
Yep.
But yeah, I am 1 behind for this week.
I'm 2 behind, but I should be caught up by Thursday.
Yeah, we meet on Thursdays.
So here's my first granny square. And all my colorways are on my Ravelry page. I did not write them down to remember today.
Oh, I just have them in my bag, so that's all.
I'm using all my scrap from Sheep G's. So some of them I'm having to look up as I go. This is my Prague. I don't know if you can see. Yeah. Here's my New York in this orange. And then Chicago.
Cool.
So I haven't picked out a color for this week. Well, 2 for this week. So what I'm doing is each week I just change out colors.
Okay. So yeah, since I'm doing the 4 purple, I have 1 skein of each. It's not going to be enough. I know I'll need more, but I'm making it for my daughter, and she wants me to go 1 through 4 and then start 1 through 4 again.
Gotcha.
So that's what I'm doing. I've gone from lightest to darkest. Now I'm going from lightest to darkest again.
My next work in progress, because I know Heather's all
I'm done.
I have 2 more, and they're both crochet. So this, Heather, help me with the name. Is this Secret Pass, right?
Yeah, the Secret Pass.
Okay. So last time you saw it, I was up by Heather's stitch marker here that she makes. Up here by the star. So I added from here down. And I'm just going to keep repeating this because it's Joanna Lindahl. And her pattern, you can just keep repeating it until you're where you want to be to have enough for the border. And I'm using from Hobby Lobby Yarn V Rainbow Rose. And so this is all mine. So I want to get as much as I can into this shawl. Because I think I have 2 more repeats and that was supposed to be done, but that's not going to put a dent in this. And if I have to buy just more black fingering weight to end it, I will. Because that's definitely not large enough for any shawl I like to wear.
Mm-hmm.
And that's living in my Knit for Brains bag in the fluffy unicorns because you all know I love Minions. And
I haven't worked on mine. Excuse me, but I'm going to add. I'm going to add some to the end. I think mine is going to be white at the end, but I have the roulette.
Yeah. Sorry. Speaking of the roulette, the other crochet project I have is again by Joanna Lindahl, and I'm using Sheep G's. Which one is this? Green tea. And so this is how much I still have.
Mm-hmm.
And again, this one I'm just working until I run out. And this is the Forester, which is a paid for. The other one, Secret Path, is a free pattern on Ravelry, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, Forester's paid for.
And yeah, Forester's paid for. So I finally have a color change in this. I forgot to put a stitch marker in last time. But that's where I'm at. And the light behind me is probably blowing this out.
Yeah, it is.
I will take a photo.
I didn't work on it, but look at how different our stitch definition is.
I think I'm way tighter of a crocheter than you.
No, I'm way tighter. Look at this.
Oh, are you? Is that what it is?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Like, that's crazy.
I'm
But I
new to
wasn't going to show
crochet.
this. It was just sitting here. Huh?
I said I'm newer to crochet than you are.
Yeah.
So I go a lot slower with crochet than I do knitting. And I know that it's normally the reverse, but not for me.
No, I mean, just whatever you're comfortable with.
And I doubt myself a lot more in crochet, so I'm like, oh, Heather, can you pop on Zoom for a second? Because I think I'm doing something wrong. Or hey, Kim.
Mine is in the blackberry mint chip. So it was just sitting here. She showed hers, so I want to show mine.
I'm getting a stitch marker out to put on mine.
Okay, we are back with our acquisitions and handy bits at the end. I only have one, so I'm going to go first. This is the Suki St. James colorway from Rachel from Night Owl Fibers. And this is what it looks like. This is the February colorway. She's now doing Gilmore Girls. She did Harry Potter last year. So, like I said before, I'm going to continue my Harry Potter colorways until I run out, and then I'll start buying Gilmore Girls. And while we're on this subject, before Nicci takes over, my March socks will be the Albus Dumbledore colorway.
As will mine.
This is it.
Because I'm going to copycat off of Heather.
Yeah, I'm just going in order in how she released them. So this was August 2020. And now it's the Nicci show.
And I'll show mine also from February's colorway. So me and Heather both have the same, obviously. And then my other one that I get monthly is from Lehman. And yeah, so I've been doing this since April.
Since they started, so whatever that was.
And so we're up to F, an alphabet for them. So
almost a year. That was about a year, and you were only up
because he said it was gonna take us all the way till 4.5 years to finish all their colorways.
Oh my god.
And that's without the ones that he added on, because like this flamingo was the colorway for April, because I bought it just for my mom to get socks.
Yeah.
And so that's Flamingo Lingo. That was a new colorway that was added last year, and he added it right in.
Like every month I know that they add a new color. So if, like you said, if it comes up in the alphabet, they'll add it in.
Yep. And originally, like I was under the impression originally that they were gonna add it in at the end, like they had said.
Yeah.
But that's not the case. So
yeah. So that's what I'm thinking that they're gonna do with the like A through
right
whatever they haven't gotten to.
Oh.
Wow.
So I don't know. I don't know how long I'll stick with it.
Minis?
Huh?
What are you doing with those minis?
I don't know. I think I really like my So Faded short sleeve that I did with everybody last December. With minis. But I did it like mine was all blues. So I do like making sweaters out of mini. Like I have the potluck in my dream knitting.
Yeah, that's true.
So to me, like they make perfect sweaters for kids even. So I don't know what I'll do with all my minis yet. I'm a big collector. Like I have to have the whole collection of things when I start something. So it's gonna be really hard for me to walk away from it.
No, yeah, I don't think you should walk away from it, but like for me, my brain goes to like cozy memory blanket.
See, and I like the cozy memory blanket that you showed me on YouTube, where they put like a different border on it. But like the cozy memories, I don't know. I haven't started that one, but I did start the one that me and Kim were doing last year, but I like stopped doing it. They're 3 by 3.
I
It was a
know.
square. Is it?
The
I
name
think it was
is like,
stained glass.
no,
No, I don't know,
I
but
don't know.
I
It's
haven't
from K.F.
tore it
Jones.
out. But yeah.
Yeah.
So my next acquisition came from the good ladies at Around the Table. They had a couple sales, and of course, so one of the last colorways they had left from Query before it's all gone was the heirloom carrots. And then I got Redonkulous, and it's 5 o'clock somewhere. And she now is not going to be doing any self-striping anymore.
Really?
So I'm glad, she decided to step away from it, but she's still dyeing, just not self-striping. So I love the turquoise and the pink and the yellow together. So that's why I had to get that one. And lastly, I had ordered from Area 51 out of Canada, and this took a while to get to us. And this one here is a Harry Potter inspired, and it's Sirius Black. And I don't know if they're showing the colors the best.
Yeah, I like it.
And then this other one is Sweet Romance Speckled Donuts. And a couple of us got this one. So these I got because I wanted to make Valentine's Day socks for next year.
Mm-hmm.
So, and now she has a leprechaun one that I really want to get.
Mm-hmm.
But I stayed away. I stayed far away. So that is all my acquisitions. I do have another order out that I'm waiting for. But that I purchased for the Cal that Around the Table's doing with the Goku cardigan from Shoot G's.
Yeah.
Monkey, and it's going to be a cardigan that's on size 10s. So I'm making that for my grandmother for Mother's Day. So it has a purpose. Not that I need one to buy yarn, but I would have never probably picked that yarn up without a purpose.
Yeah,
I don't normally keep chunky weight yarn in my stash.
No.
It's only an Aran weight, but still I don't typically have that in my repertoire.
Yeah, it's definitely yarn that you would buy for a purpose. Like, I don't just have a sweater quantity of chunky yarn sitting around.
No.
I mean, I'm sure that there's people that do, but I lean towards fingering in DK more.
As do I.
So.
And I just started leaning towards DK. So as quickly as I normally get DK in, it quickly leaves.
Yeah, I mean, because of the mix-up with the USPS, I have quite a stash of DK, but I'm not angry about it, so. Yeah, I think that's
all the knitting that I have. I have no future, besides that cardigan for my grandmother, I have no future knitting. I really want to start getting things that are old off my needles. I know what I forgot. So last month I did the whole wrap up for January. Each month I've been keeping track of what I have on my needles, what I add on my needles, and then what comes off. So I started February with 26 items. I added 5 projects on, but I ended with 26 on my needles still because I took 5 things off my needles.
What did you add?
I added the Get Shorty socks, the Warm and Snuggle socks, which will be finished today. Then I added the crochet squares and the magic spring shawl I added, and then the chubby button hat that I had last time.
So what did you take off?
The Ashes shawl, the Central Park hat,
Mm-hmm.
probably button hat, and then my 2 pairs of socks that I'll get done today. So, I mean, we know that every month we both start a pair of socks.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be a give me right away too.
Yeah. The only thing that, excuse me, the only thing that I have given myself grace or leeway to cast on is my pair of socks a month and my sweater a quarter.
Yep.
Anything else, I don't want to do this like mindless cast on. Like I don't do that. So those 2 things and anything else have to be a purpose, like the crochet squares are, because we're taking that class, or it's not a class, but it's a group,
For me, it's a class. It's a lot of new stuff for me.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it can be considered a class. The Starflink, it was because it was,
supporting a friend.
Yeah, so that's my goal for this year.
Gotcha. And I have one thing I forgot in acquisitions because it was a gift. It was an early birthday present from my good friend Lisa.
Oh, yeah.
And that's my new Star Wars book. And I've been going through. There's a sweater in here that I really, really want to make for myself. I will see if I can find it really quickly. I'm going to make these for the baby that you always see at the end of the thing. I'm going to turn him into Yoda because I have a Yoda hat pattern too.
Those are so cute.
So I'm going to be making a few Christmas presents out of here. Where's my sweater? Here it is. If you guys don't have this book, even if you're not a huge Star Wars fan, there's a lot of awesome patterns in here. But there's the sweater I'd like to make. It's DK.
What is that?
It is called, I cannot pronounce her name.
Put it down a little bit.
Oh, there we go.
General Leia Organa pullover.
Yep. And this book is very size inclusive. I will say that this goes all the way from an extra small to a 7XL.
Oh, wow.
So that is a 32 bust all the way up to a 70.5 bust. Yeah, so they are very, very size inclusive on this one. And this is the other thing I will be making.
Yeah, that's cute.
And that is a Christmas present. I'm just not going to say who because I don't want anybody to tell them they're getting that for Christmas. So
does your pullover have anything, like any indication that it's Star Wars, or is it just a plain pullover?
Not really, but it's just like a plain it's just a plain pullover. The only thing is like on the sides here, it has like a V where it indents and just open there. But otherwise, no.
Oh, okay.
Like a plain pullover.
Pictures were a little fuzzy.
Trying to find it again, and now I can't.
That's okay. You can post pictures at the end.
Yep. I will.
See how I do that? You can just post pictures at the end. All right, y'all.
I
think that's all we got.
Don't forget to enter your socks. This will be up hopefully today, but probably with the way that YouTube's been lately, the day after.
Yeah. So enter socks if you still have a chance. If not, save them for March. Put them in March. Enter our sweaters. Enter our designer along. And if you make us like we both did, both of our socks are from
Knitting Expat.
Then you can double dip because they're also designer along and socks. Just a thought. Come on.
Yeah. More entries, more ways to win.
Yeah. So enter all the things, knit all the things, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Happy knitting, everybody.
Happy knitting.